Welcome to the show.
Ev, what's happening in Australia?
Okay, well, speaking of space this week, so on Monday, right, there was this convention that happened in Adelaide. It's called the International Astronautical Congress, all right? And so all of these space and science people get together, you know, they have talks, that kind of thing. So one thing that they did announce is that Australia is going to establish its very own Australian Space Agency. Ooh. Okay, so up until now, anything that's happened kind of in space, it's either been like universities or other kinds of like private bodies that make things happen. So what the federal government are going to do is bring all of those people together into one kind of agency to make this happen. So it's pretty exciting. Everyone is excited about it.
I am.
You know, all the scientists, they're all like, they've got all their statements out. They reckon it's going to create, I think they said it's going to create about $4 billion, like in terms of economy, all these jobs, like that kind of thing. Because at the moment, what happens is if you are in that industry, you will train here in Australia and then you have to go overseas.
There's nothing to do
2
here.
years.
Well, they do launch stuff, but it's all them
Yes.
launching it here, not us launching it here.
Yeah.
And we got the dish.
Yeah, you guys were the
Yes.
you were the first
Do
ones to
you
put the
know-
satellite up.
Okay, sorry. Do you know that the Dish movie, right? That's set in parks. Okay?
What do you mean?
You know the Dish movie?
Yeah, but what do you
Yeah.
mean about the parks?
So you know the satellite?
Yeah.
Okay. The actual movie says that satellite is in parks. But in actuality, the images that came into a space dish in Canberra. Yeah, they did. The honeysuckle space something.
Well, myth busted.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this.
So anyway, just letting you know that.
I was worried about that.
Well, because that's what I read yesterday. I was like, oh.
Don't we have heaps of space dishes? Isn't there like...
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so anyway, this...
Someone call China.
But only one movie.
no fact checking on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what's happened is, like, for the past year, there's been, like, all of these, like, different organisations have lobbied the government for this, okay? Because guess how many other countries in the world actually have their own space agencies?
Russia. China.
36.
Higher.
Japan.
49.
Higher.
57.
Higher.
102.
No, lower than that. It's 64 other countries have a space agency.
How many countries are there? Like 200?
I don't know.
109.
Yeah.
There's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's countries like Bolivia has a space.
New Zealand has a
New
space
Zealand.
program.
You're kidding.
Bahrain.
Bah.
All these other countries. Iran, Israel, Kazakhstan. They all have space
What are they
agencies.
doing up there?
And Australia does not have a space agency.
But that's like space agencies though, right? Because it's like they've probably got like a tiny rocket and they put a satellite the size of your fist
I
up
don't know.
there,
I'm
right?
just saying that's the official count. 64 other countries have space agencies and Australia doesn't.
And I just went to Adelaide and it needs something because that
Does it?
place is boring boring.
I don't know what it is, but Adelaide is like the space
Hub.
mecca of Australia.
It's probably got something to do with the weather conditions.
Yeah, probably.
Because it was beautifully
Probably.
sunny when I was there.
Oh, well, at least it has the sun, right?
Yeah, and I've never
Yeah.
had turbulence or a rough landing in
That's
Adelaide.
what the astronauts are after.
Yeah,
So-
but like every time I fly into Sydney, it's like... so you can't have it in
people
Sydney.
are saying, why has this taken so long? Because the interesting fact is that this came 50 years after we built and launched our first satellite. Okay, so
Hectic.
50 years ago we did that, and we were the third country in the world to do it, behind the US and Russia.
Whose satellite was it?
It was our satellite.
Kidding.
Yeah, we built it ourselves, and then we launched it into space.
Who launched it?
I don't know.
So it wasn't the Australian Space Academy.
Well, the Australian Space Agency didn't exist then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, what
It
was
was-
the satellite for?
It was launched by Australia though. Like
It was just.
I think it was launched from Australia.
Yeah. It
Just
was
by some bloke?
By Australia. Yeah, just some
probably
random
in parks
some
or
random
something.
guy
Alright.
just
Alright.
And we have played a role in space, and actually, we do partner with NASA because of our unique kind of position in the world. So we actually relayed the images of Neil Armstrong on the moon to the rest of the world because we were at that point, like in orbit.
Take
That's
that,
right.
Canada.
Go Australia. I
Yes.
feel like Australia does a lot of that. We're just in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
But we're just not doing it.
Exactly right. So now it's our chance to actually get in there and catch up on the last 50 years.
And give Jono a job.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
because
where's John?
he needs a job, right?
Seriously.
Yeah.
What a bum.
Okay, so...
It's much enough settling.
Okay, do you want to know another fun fact, right?
He's not unsettled.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
If you wanted to go and be an astronaut and you're
Yes.
Australian,
I'm too tall.
right, you'd have to go to somewhere like the US, and you actually have to become a US citizen to do it.
What about Russia?
Well, you'd have to become a citizen of Russia.
I don't,
Right.
I don't think they want
Yeah.
us either.
So you can't remain a citizen of Australia and be an astronaut
And
in
you have
another
to be
country.
under 6 feet.
Do you?
Yeah.
So is that so you can fit in?
You got to fit in the capsule.
Ah, gotcha.
That's why I'm not an astronaut.
Rightio.
Yeah, that's why.
That is the one reason.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so there's been some interesting reactions on Twitter. I was reading last night. So this is one of them. Australian Space Agency announced a Sydney Airport air traffic grinds to a halt.
We can't even land a plane. We'll launch rockets.
I was in the middle of that. It was hell.
Yes. If you love the National Broadband Network, you'll love the
Ooh.
Australian Space Agency.
That's actually funny.
Along with the Australian National Space Agency under the LNP will feature no scientists, space to the node, and coal-powered rockets. Some people saying they would be excited about it if they had the faintest glimmer of confidence in the government delivering it.
Hello.
Yes. And then my favourite is actually people are coming up with names for what it should be, like not the Australian Space Agency,
Could
obviously.
just be NASA. We could be NASA, but Australian.
No. You got to come up with your own thing and get an iconic thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yes.
someone's
Because
come
NASA
up
has
with
the best
one.
logo of like any logo. I freaking love the NASA logo.
Well, someone's come up with something pretty ingenious.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's actually oh wait, where are we? So
Australia.
the acronym for it is ARSE, ARSE, Australian Research and Space Exploration. Okay.
Ah.
So after this announcement, some person has actually come up with a full logo for it.
Is it a butt?
It's
No,
legit.
it's actually, it looks a bit like Star Trek.
Mm.
Yeah, it does look like a Star Trek logo.
Yeah, it's lit.
Yeah.
We've got the dishes. That's our thing.
Illuminati.
Yep.
That's a rip-off of the NASA one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
This would
well,
really
there
redo that.
I
But
think
this person,
That's what they're going for.
this is actually like a full-on website.
Like
Someone
we need to
registered.
differentiate from NASA. We need to be
Does it
the
look like
Australian
NASA?
space program.
Why don't we just ride on NASA's
Well,
space?
anyway, I'm
coattails?
voting for.
We're already
us.
doing that.
I'm voting for us as
Yeah.
the name, and this person registered their own domain, spaceaustralia.com.
Yeah, nailing it.
Like, and they're selling T-shirts on this website with the logo.
Man, they just saw a gap and they took
I was
it.
like,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
So smart.
So yeah, that's the Australian Space Agency.
Would you be keen to go into space, Ev?
I reckon I would.
Yeah.
One
Me
day.
too.
One day I think I will.
You gonna go into space, Steve?
Nah,
What?
I'll stay. Yeah.
What?
I don't know. It just freaked me out being up there.
Why?
I don't know why. Like,
It's very easy to die up there.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Plus, I can't fit in the capsule. So
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, I can barely handle like normal flight. The idea of going straight up, just like in my mind, that's more distance to fall and crash and burn.
Take
That's
me to
how I think.
space. I'll be so
No, I'm
keen.
keen. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm really
let's
keen
go.
for it.
So what are they gonna set up a base? What's their primary objective? Are we trying to reach the aliens or just
Okay,
some more
so
junk up there.
yeah, I don't think our primary objective is necessarily aliens or even really going into space. It's more like it actually has more to like. I actually had somebody say that it's more to do with getting more people jobs here on Earth. But
Especially
it's more
Adelaide.
like science,
Economy
like
boost.
and like the environment and that kind of thing. Like so, getting into space and satellites and all of that help us to understand what's going on here.
That's true. I'm glad
On
they're
the
thinking of us
planet.
down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think
So
there's
this-
better things we could be spending our money on than astronauts in space?
No.
No.
No? That's the best allocation of resources?
I just think considering
Are you trying to talk about refugees?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
I was gonna say more,
Maybe, like maybe.
more postal
Well,
votes.
more plebiscites. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's the future.
I agree. Like,
Yeah,
let's
100%.
let's get on board. But
Yeah.
I wonder how much it's going to cost us. How many tax dollars versus
tell you
how many
what,
I don't know about
investments?
You can pay me $100 and I'll design you a great logo that doesn't look like NASA. That's gonna be incredible.
Oh, okay.
Call me.
Yeah, so we'll see when this happens.
Yeah.
You know, they have to wait until March until some report comes out, and then they've got to put a charter together, and yeah.
That does not sound as exciting.
So
as
how
ours.
realistic is it? Like, are they doing it or is it whatever?
Well, at this point, it's an announcement. Like,
This is like Tesla all over again, right? So we'll get a car in like 50 years.
yeah, like I was actually really optimistic about it. Like I feel like it is going to happen.
Chris.
They've got some kind of
Shaking the table.
Sorry. They do have yeah. So there's like a committee putting a report together, and then that committee will put the charter together. And I'm assuming that the charter is the thing that is going to be like, okay, we're going to get this happening.
Mm.
But it's
Hectic.
probably a few years off,
So many
and they've got to
committees.
find the money, all that kind of.
Yeah. It's always back to money, right?
No, we
Always.
need
Always.
Richard Branson or Elon Musk. Who's the Australian?
Elon
one?
Musk is here all the time. Let's just take some of his
I
money,
think Elon
right?
Musk was here
Oh.
for the Congress.
Yeah, but he's not Australian.
Yeah, but he's super cool.